Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar host, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB for all the great content they tweet out there and keep you posted on what's going on around your DFS interests of choice. And download the app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. You will not regret it. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. You can find myself on Twitter at BDentric, and my co-host is always celebrating a Wander Franco home run. Bogman Sports, Scott Bogman.
Wander! Love it. Love it. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch that. I mean, crazy sports day all the way around, of course, but Wander goes yard. The Rockets get the #2 pick in the draft. Suns with a late win. It was a fun day of sports watching. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's been great. Giants about to pick up a dub. It's a beautiful day. Everyone's happy.
Didn't watch any of the Diamondbacks. That was the best part of it.
Freddie Peralta, 6 innings, shutout innings, 10 strikeouts.
Didn't see any of them.
Doing things. Ryan Humphrey's got his home run call with Ramon Laureano as the A's went ham in Texas. The Detroit Tigers were a nice little value if people played that one. Lots of great baseball as you'd expect on a 14-game slate. Lots of craziness at times, but lots of overall good stuff. Giolito for the 3rd straight start. The bullpen blows a win for him. That's fun. Fun stuff there. If you play in season-long leagues that still carry the win. Good stuff. But fun baseball. And we got a fun Wednesday for you as well. There's a 6-game early slate, which, as usual, this is a main slate podcast. So go check all the information you get out on that good old handy-dandy LineStar app. It'll take care of you there, get you all the goods. There's the chat and all the tools you use for your main slates. They have for the early slate as well. So you get the goods on that one. But we'll have the 7-game main slate to break it all down for you, and it should be a doozy. So let's have some fun with that one. We'll kick it off for you. Houston at you're moving stuff around on me.
Baltimore.
Houston at Baltimore. You have Jose Urquidy versus Eshelman in this one. Over, under, another one, 10. And so far,
that's probably
both games have gone under. Both games have gone under in this series. It is very disappointing for some on Tuesday night. Like a big dud. So we'll see how this one goes. We got Urquidy.
Kyle Freeland turned into a super genius tonight. Like
don't get me started on Freeland.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that one. Not happy about that one at all. So yeah, I like that. Was my little late night hammer. Not so fast, my friends. But Urquidy's 8,100 on DK, 85 on FanDuel. You got Eshelman 51 on DK. He's not on FanDuel. I like Urquidy quite a bit in this matchup. He's been a strikeout machine. He's been a very good floor pitcher with some upside. I think he's a definite nice play at $8,100 on DK, at least as an SP2, if you don't want to pay all the way up for an SP1.
Yeah, I mean, 2 quality starts in a row, a decent price, as you mentioned there, at 81 and 85. So I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the Urquidy Astros against Eshelman. You know, I think this is his 2nd start. Altuve, Brantley, Correa, Toro is still cheap, 24 and 21. Jordan Alvarez, Yuli Gurriel. These guys they're all expensive except for Toro, but they've all been hitting. If you want to go against your Urquidy, Mountcastle, Mullins, Mancini, and Galvis have all been hitting. But they're also all expensive outside of Galvis as well. 41 for Mountcastle, 46 for Mullins, 32 on DK or on FanDuel, and then 5,031 for Mancini. So the Baltimore bats are expensive, and I don't really want to play them because I will have Urquidy in lineups.
Yeah, the Baltimore days of the Baltimore value are disappearing for us, which really stinks. But I like
you didn't even get your hat in time.
Nope, it's already gone. But maybe they'll let us down for another couple of weeks and the price will drop and I'll get to celebrate yet again.
There you go.
But Urquidy I like a lot, as you mentioned. And Astros, I'd be shocked if they get shut down, basically. Like I know they put up runs on Monday, but the stack didn't work out because Alvarez had a granny. Other than that, wasn't much. Miles Straw's cheap, too, if you need him. But I do like – keep going back to Brantley, guys. 41 is actually cheap for him on DK. 38's a little pricey on FanDuel, but not bad. He's hitting over 500 since he returned from the IL. He's ridiculous. He's like lock him in cash pretty much every day if you guys can do that. Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. We have the return of the drive-through special, Danny Duffy, going up against King. Duffy's 8,500 on DK, 95 on FanDuel. King 71 and 55. So do we go back to Duffy on his return from the IL?
Not against the Yankees. No thanks. So pass on that. Also not interested in King. It's all about bats in this game. Cool Whit Merrifield, Nicky Lopez at cheaper on DK if he's in the lineup, 22 and 23. Salvi Perez, Carlos Santana, and then on the Yankee side, Gary Sanchez picking it up, and you can tell by his massive price on DK as a catcher, 52 and then 29 because you don't need a catcher in FanDuel. 45 and 28 for Urshela and Stanton. Those are the bats that I want in this game. But if you want other Yankees bats, feel free.
Yeah, the Yankees have been quite disappointing of late, so it's very interesting. It's a good spot versus Duffy. He was pitching
never
so
really
well.
get a break on the price.
No,
with
no,
the
because it's the
Yankees
Yankees
either.
tax. It's the Yankees tax. It's just what you're going to get. Yankees tax, Dodgers tax. That's like Cowboys tax in football. That's what you're going to get. The one thing I'll mention is Duffy was outstanding before he got hurt. So I just don't like playing guys right off the IL. That'll be my bugaboo there. I kind of just want to fade this game unless you want to play some Kansas City against King. The problem is King will go 4 to 5 innings and they go to a bullpen. Their bullpen's good. It's a tough way to attack a slate. So I'll probably be fading this game altogether at this point in time. Atlanta at New York. You got Kyle Wright getting called up to make the start there, and New York is to be determined. If you go on DraftKings, they have every single pitcher in the entire bullpen and starting rotation available right now. So that's fun. You have no idea who's pitching. Stroman left with an injury. They started using pitchers all over the place. It's a mess. So we'll have to see what goes down there. But Wright, 74 on DK, 75 on FanDuel. Does he tickle your fancy?
No, absolutely. Kyle Wright, no, does not. He does not tickle anything for me. So hard pass on Kyle Wright. No, thank you at all. This is another game that's all bats. It's all, Dom Smith, VR, Pilar, McNeil. I'm also, if you want to pay it for Acuna and Freeman, they're expensive. You're not getting that Ozzy break anymore, 48 and 32. But Almonte, I was listening to you and Toby today, and he's been hitting cleanup for these guys. 34 and 25 is a decent price as well. So, I'm in on bats for this one.
Yeah, no, with Almonte hitting cleanup, that's been a nice little push. I really want to know who's coming back, who's going to pitch for the Mets. That'd be nice. But the Braves, I think, are very, very live in this one, as you mentioned, and I don't mind attacking Kyle Wright. I'll keep going to Albies. He's been good because he's hitting like 5th in that lineup. You mentioned Almonte has a nice value hitting cleanup. Acuna hits everything. But I'm curious about the Mets and who's coming back, because also Conforto's coming back any day now. So keep an eye on that as he's rehapping and going strong there. He could be a nice little add to that Mets stack if he makes a return. Boston at Tampa Bay. We got Garrett Richards versus Rich Hill, over under 8.5 on this one. Richards 62 and 63. Hill 87 and 69. Are you attacking either of these? Or are you still looking at the goofballs that have Wander Franco at $2,000 on DraftKings because they are incompetent idiots?
I mean, you just have to take that, right?
Like, so, my goodness.
Look, I'm sure there's some we can't change the price.
It's their algorithms,
blah, blah, whatever nonsense. Yeah. But look, just take Wander and enjoy the discount, right? So if he wasn't owned, if yesterday wasn't his highest percentage, today for sure will be, right? Because of the price after his double and homer performance. Look, Richard's K rate is too low. His walk rate is too high for me to really be interested. 7.75 K per 9. That's not terrible, but it's just, on this slate, I don't want him. Rich Hill, 4 straight starts at 5 innings pitched or lower with 5 or fewer strikeouts as well. So I think I'm just not kind of interested in pitchers in this game either. I mean, we'll get a couple more throughout this slate, but pitching is finicky today for sure on a short slate. But, for me, it's let's stick to bats. Zunino, good track record against Richards. 7 for 11, 2 doubles and a bomb. 2 for 6 for Kiermaier against him with a double. 7 for 21 for Renfroe against Hill with a double and 2 homers. So, and he had a big night in extra innings tonight, 235 and 27 for his price. And then just the guys that are hot: Devers, Dahlbeck, Verdugo, Kike Hernandez, JD, Bogarts, and then Franco, obviously on the Tampa Bay side. Joey Wendell has been hitting a little bit too. So I'm just going to stick to bats here in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a hitting one here. And you mentioned the pitching. We had great pitching on Tuesday, pitching options. And the better pitching options are on the early slate on Wednesday. So you have Ohtani and Gossman facing off in Anaheim. That's a good one right there. But we're stuck here. But the bats in this one, I like the Red Sox quite a bit because I think people will go to Hill on a short slate with limited pitching options. And I think the Red Sox bats are getting going again. So I'm going to jump on that train against Rich Hill. Like Devers, you mentioned Renfro's been swinging it really good for a few weeks now. Like you mentioned, went deep on Tuesday. And then the rest of the guys, JD, Dahlbeck, and company. Dahlbeck's hitting over 300 the last 2 weeks. Bobby Dahlbeck, just going to mention that. It is Bobby Dahlbeck I'm talking about. So that's happening too. But yes, play Waterfront. Like people think I'm joking, and I kind of am, but it's still just complete incompetency. And what it is their algorithm. We discussed this in other situations with them before, and all of a sudden, like on Saturday or Sunday, he's going to jump to like $4,400, and then it just climbs quickly after that. It's just for some reason it takes them a while. It's a glitch in the matrix or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like, Toronto at Miami. Robbie Ray versus Trevor Rogers. We do have a little bit of a pitchers duel in this one, which is nice to see. No total yet though on this one, but you have Ray's 9,200 on DK, not on FanDuel yet. Rogers is 98 and 94. I'm interested in both, especially the way this slate dictates.
Yeah, I am too. Like you said, and like I mentioned before, you kind of have to be finicky. So these guys are both for sure in play. I think I'd rather go with Robbie Ray than Rogers just because of the lineup. But Rogers has 4 quality starts in a row. It's a tough draw against a hot-hitting Blue Jays team, which, they're just always hot. But so I think I like, since I like both sides of the pitching, I'm not really too interested in bats here, especially the bats you got to pay up for, like Bichette and Simeon. I mean, if you want to take Vlad at any point, take Vlad. I'm never going to try to talk anybody off of him. Maybe Duvall 38 and 34 because he's cheap. Lefty-righty matchup there for him. Espinal's been playing and hitting for Toronto too, 2,200 and 2,000. John Berti, 35 and 26 is a decent option, but yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to pitchers in this one.
Yeah, I like both pitchers quite a bit in this one. We've seen this ballpark. It's a pitcher's ballpark. Alcantara was filthy on Tuesday night. It is a lefty and Rogers, which is a little different because the righty-heavy lineup in Toronto, but I like both pitchers quite a bit. I think Ray is outstanding because he's not walking guys. The strikeouts to be there, especially against this Marlins team. So you can go that route. But
everything
Rogers,
I thought Robbie Ray was going to do last year, coming off of his crazy, workout off-season nut stuff, he is doing this year. Yeah, just Toronto fixed him.
And the one thing I'll say is you said it, and I've said it a lot before, is I'll never tell you not to play Vladdy. Like he's always in play. But the caveat I'll mention, like he's 63 on DK, 42 on FanDuel. The guys in that kind of price range is Acuna and Tatis most every night. I'll take both those guys over Vlad if I had to, just for the fact that Acuna gets on and steals bases. Like he's going to help you in a ton of ways. And something about Tatis, when he goes off, he goes off. It's just bananas. Right. Vlad's great. Like there's nothing wrong with Vlad Guerrero Jr. It's just you look at that price tag. I'd rather Bichette's up to $6K now too. Like
I know
that's getting.
They're pricey because they're good.
Yeah, man, he steals bases because he even did that today. Like, he didn't go yard, but he steals bases, scores a run. He gets you those double digits you have to have from those guys in your lineup. Otherwise, you're just absolutely toast. All right, Oakland at Texas, and then we got James Caprillion versus Mike Foltynewicz, over-under of 9. Caprillion 84 on DK, 9K on FanDuel, Folty 55 and 57. Caprillion's one of my top pitchers today, and I'm going back to the Oakland stack again. This is not a broken record. I'm going back to the Oakland stack again. We are recording live.
Yeah, look, I mean, Caprillion, you gotta against Texas, and his price isn't insane. It's not cheap. He's not like an auto to me. I wouldn't put him at the top of my board like you have him, but he's definitely got to be in play at this price, 84 and 9. And like you said, stack the hitters, the guys that have been hitting, Olsen, Kemp, Chapman, whoever you want, Laureano. Stack whoever you want from the A's lineup because Folty sucks.
Folty sucks, and it goes back to the mantra we've talked about before. Lots of Rangers bullpen, and they are garbage too, like really bad. So Olsen's outstanding. Chapman went deep. He's been great. Laureano went deep. Connor's been playing great. Tony Kemp's been hitting towards the top of the order. His price is kind of going up, but still very affordable. Murphy had a big game. I love the A's again tonight. I've been stacking them religiously. It pays off like 5 days a week out of like the 7. Like they're that good right now. So go back to your A's against Texas. And I like Caprillion a lot. At worst, an SP2 on DK if you want to pay up for another pitcher. But I think he's very, very good and probably one of the better matchups in the entire slate. So give me some James Caprillion. Los Angeles Dodgers, final game of the night at the San Diego Padres. Trevor Bauer, Joe Musgrove. Over under 7 in this one. Bauer bounced back nicely. His last start out after some hiccups, but still been sketchy this year. 10-5 on DK, 11,000 on FanDuel. They got Musgrove at 95 on DK, 79 on FanDuel. Is an interesting GPP play, Bogman.
It's bait. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not starting Musgrove against the
Mookie
Dodgers.
Betts left tonight's game with an injury.
I mean, I don't think he played in the last start, which was on April 25th.
And Bellinger
against
might
Musgrove.
be back. Something to think about too.
And the last start Musgrove had, and I don't know if something happened to him. I don't remember back to April 25th. I don't have, crazy memory or anything, but he only pitched 3 innings. So in his last start against the Dodgers.
Was that the start after the no-hitter?
No, it was 2 starts after.
Okay.
So, and he played his next start. Like I looked, I was like, did he miss the start? He didn't. He played his next start. Bauer last time out against San Diego was all the way back April 18th. He went 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. And like you said, he was good against Arizona, doing his stupid sword bit and everything. I wish I could.
Who isn't really?
But, I'm interested in Bauer. I'm not really interested in Musgrove here, and especially, if I'm gonna pay up, I would rather, go to Caprillion, pay for Ray, pay for Rogers. I'd rather do that than go with Musgrove here against the Dodgers. So for me, it's Bauer and bats, and that means it's Pujols, who is 3 for 9 with a bomb against Musgrove, 2 for 5 for Turner against him. And then Cronenworth has been hitting and Pham has been hitting. You kind of have to pay up for these guys, but I think it's probably worth it today.
Yeah, Cronenworth is homered down back-to-back games. Machado's swinging it well. I kind of like a Padre stack if you want to be contrarian. I really do.
Okay.
I think a lot go to Bauer, and Bauer's great, but we know
I always hope that happens against Bauer, by the way. Even if I'm paying up for him in any DFS slate, I hope he gets smashed. I hate him.
Well, the thing is, and if Bauer gets hit, he gets hit hard. It's not like he gives up. It's not like Garrett Cole, like I talked about. He did it again. He threw like 7 innings, gave up like 3 runs. So he doesn't really help you. But if you stack against him, he doesn't like help you either. It's a weird deal. Bauer either like dominates a slate or he gets blown up. There's rarely an in between with him. So
right.
It's like if you're doing a 20 max, I'd go ahead and have like 5 or 6 Bauer lineups, but then have maybe 2 or 3 Padre stacks. See where that one takes you. That'd be kind of the angle I'd go in that deal. So I like the Padres to be a little contrarian here. Musgrove, if you're going in a lot of lineups, I could see going that angle too. But Bauer, it wouldn't shock me if he deals. Let's just put it that way. I'm just waiting to see. It'll be his first time getting checked. So this will be fun. This will be very fun. We saw. Did you see Scherzer tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see take 2?
Dude, I'm surprised he didn't drop his pants to his ankles on the mound.
Sergio Romo did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did it. And of course he did, because I've met Sergio Romo, and it's not an act with Sergio Romo. He is that goofy. Like people thought like the beard. No, he is that goofy. And I saw a clip on Twitter somewhere. He literally walks to the sidelines, they walk up, and he just unbuckles and just drops them. I was so happy. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, screw all of this. So happy.
It always like that kind of stuff always reminds me of that line from Parks and Rec when Aziz Ansari is wearing his overalls backwards and his girlfriend's like, how do you go to the bathroom? He's like, that's funny that you asked, because I have to drop my pants all the way down to my ankles like a toddler. It's so funny, that line. But I thought Scherzer, because he threw his glove on the ground, he threw his hat on the ground, and then he ripped the belt open. I'm like, he's going to pull his pants down right here on the mound. And he didn't do it, but I guess Romo did it. I'll have to go check that out.
You saw why Scherzer did that, right?
Yeah, but it was the second time he got checked. Yeah,
because Joe Girardi asked for him to get checked after a strikeout.
Yep.
So he was looking at Girardi the whole time.
You know what I think? I think that it's that is something that obviously didn't work out for Girardi tonight. But I think if you can get into some pitcher's head by asking that, it's not a bad strategy to deploy in the middle of all of this. And if he does get caught, that's 10 games. So.
But the weird part is there's a rule, and we'll see how well this is enforced. All these rules are so gray area that if a manager asks someone to get checked in an unjust reason to do what you're saying and gets caught, like, how do you catch them? I have no idea. Right. But they can get suspended too.
So like Bobby Valentine with the sunglasses and the fake mustache. Like, come on, man, give me a break.
Yeah.
That's
like all these little rules are so freaking dumb.
I mean, because what is without cause? You can say, well, he just struck out this guy who doesn't strike out a lot, so I thought maybe he had something on him. You can use anything there. That's such a dumb
just hire my cousin Vinny, and you can do all kinds of goofy stuff. Like,
the 2 Utes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure Girardi's got that name that's got that Vinny in his family. So I'm pretty sure we're there on that one. But back to the DFS slate, everybody. As you can tell, Bogman and I can do a lot of talking outside of just this show. But recapping things, Bog, 7-game slate. Who are the top pitchers you're looking at?
I mean, it's the guys we mentioned. I love Urquidy against Baltimore. I think if you want to go with Ray or Rogers, Caprillian's in there, and Bauer for me. Those are my guys today.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same side there. I think the Urquidy Caprillian combo, I kind of am a big fan of. We'll see how that pans out. But
I think I would go with Urquidy Ray. I think those are my top two.
Don't hate that at all. I can definitely get on board there. If you're looking to stack, what are your favorite stacks tonight?
For stacks, I mean, either side of Boston and Tampa Bay, I like Houston against Baltimore. I think that is probably it. Oh, Oakland against Faulty, of course. And that's it.
Oakland. Yes. Oakland all day, every day. I like that one a ton. Houston for sure. Boston, and I like Boston. Oh, they're showing the Sergio clip on MLB right now. He threw the belt on the ground in front of the ump and dropped his pants. He took the belt all the way out. That is outstanding. Oh man. Yeah, sorry. And then I want to see who's pitching for New York. Give me that Atlanta New York game. Could be quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
But that leads us to the most important spot. Two things. A little housekeeping. If you guys can give a rate and review on iTunes for the podcast, hopefully a previous episode may go on so many tangents that maybe you enjoy it. I don't know. But if you give a 5-star rate and review, I'd really appreciate that. And if you could go check out the LineStar YouTube channel. Like you could see us laughing at dumb jokes that we make all the time. And maybe you get a cat once in a while. A captain might show up. So have all the fun there. Give a thumbs up and subscribe. Also follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB because they will tweet out awesome stuff all day, including the home run calls of the day. And we all give a home run call. You, me, Humphreys, and everybody that retweets it. 3 retweeters get chosen to pair up with each of us. So whoever had Bogman with Wander Franco and Humphreys with Laureano got some free swag on Tuesday night. Sorry, not sorry over here. It wasn't bets left early. I can't help injuries. He's going to homer in the ninth. That's what I thought. So it didn't happen. But on Wednesday, Bogman, we have a 7-game slate. Who's your home run call?
Give me Jose Altuve today. I'm going to take Altuve against Baltimore. I think he goes yard.
The little engine that could. Right. I love it. Gives Jose Altuve. I'm going back to Oaktown, and I'm going back to my boy, Matty Olson goes deep again. He's going off a Faulty, and it's crazy. Like I mentioned, Dahlbeck's hitting over 300 in the last 2 weeks. Olson's hitting over 300 for the season.
Yeah.
Matt Olson, of all people, not to mention the powers. So Matt Olson goes deep again. Faulty, bullpen. I don't care. Maybe he goes deep twice. We'll see what happens. So you have Jose Altuve. I have Mike Fultonevich. We'll see who Ryan Humphreys picks. Maybe he goes Wander Franco. Maybe Franco goes back-to-back days. Who knows? But we'll see how that goes. 7-game slate. Have another fun Thursday slate coming up for you. Check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm Matt B. Dientrich. But for now, good luck. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.